literary techniques, we keepin' it sweet. But when one line goes on to two is an example of enjambment, dude. Metaphors, my flow is a river, so scary that it makes grown men quiver. My flow is like a river similarly, but I did use like so now that's a simile, G. When I can't find a word that rhymes with similarly, I use slant rhyme to rhyme similarly with simile. I'm going off like 10 million rockets. Hyperbole is the technique I just pulled out of my pockets.
Stop it!
No, I can't stop it. I have to go on when the beat drops, kid. With my words, I'm painting vivid pictures. I'm using imagery, making this rap feel good like elixirs.
Yo, to be or not to be, that is the question. Is it nobler in the mind to suffer life's imperfections, just to die, to sleep, perchance to dream? I would die to get away, but my conscience makes me weak. For in that sleep of death where dreadful dreams may come, I'll bear the ills I have than those I know not of. Thus my will to fight and all my resolution, have my courage turned awry, forget my father's retribution. Yo, soft you now the fair Ophelia, check it out, I'm gonna get real here. Are you honest? Are you fair? I'll be honest, I don't care. Cause for the power of beauty, men will go back on their duties. Honesty and constancy will turn into a mockery. I loved you once, but now I see what beauty makes of honesty. So I'm sorry you believed that we could ever be in some mix-up fantasy. Now get thee to a nunnery.
I was living on a ranch when my granddaddy died. The lawyers gave the land to my mother's side, so I'll call my boy Rollins. We're BFFs. We were fed up with Texas, so we up and left. We took a little trip down to Mexico. Blevins followed us there, he thought he was a bro. We got in a chase when he messed with the status quo. The Mexicans chased us out of there. This life was exciting, unlike Jane Eyre. Me and Rollins, we rode for a day, while Blevins, he led the posse away. We got jobs at a ranch called La Purisma, owned by a dude named Don Roca. He had a daughter and I gave her a holler. I was chatting her up, spitting my game. Then her aunt and her dad tried to put out a flame. We were put in the slammer with Mexico's heat. There we were beaten by legions of Cretans. Finally someone tried to fight me with a knife, but I beat him to the punch and I took his life. Alejandro's crazy aunt got us out of that place, so I put up my thumb to see her face to face. I said I wanna see my girl, she said give it a whirl, but Alejandro won't agree, so I called her ASAP. We met at the train and I was singing a song. Alejandro said I love you, but my honor is gone. I felt deserted and terribly alone. The way she left me there, all on my own. I went to the farm, stole my horses from the barn, and they chased me away through the purple sage. Think this is what they call coming of age.
I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, head of the line.
Finally, I got back to the border and I met with the judge, just like Law and Order. Now my story is over, and I'm a lone rover, so I'll kick it to Jake Barnes and he'll spin you his yarn. Hey everybody, my name is Jake. I live in Spain and my life is cake. The only problem is everything feels fake. I mean I've been to war and I've seen a lot of stuff, and now living life just isn't enough. So you know what I do? I brought a time with my crew. We all love to see what the bullfighters do. And then there's this lady, she drives me crazy. Her name is Brett Ashley, she can be nasty. I told her that I love her, and then that chick said she can't love me cause I ain't got a... I live in an existential crisis. You know I just feel so lifeless. Life ain't worth paying what the price is. I ain't trying to be ambiguous, but now I'll turn it over to Oedipus.
Yeah, man, they call me Oedipus. The way I play it, man, call it tragicness. All the people of Thebes love to hate, but how I live my life, dog, you know it's fate. When I learned of my prophecy, I tried to run away, but as a proud king, I had to learn it the hard way. You have no control, your destiny is what the gods say. I'm living my life with insatiable pride. I woke up with my mother as my bride. After that, life just got too real. No matter how I bargained, I got a rough deal. I was the man, yeah, I was the master, but I ended up a blind man walking out on Jocasta. The pain was white hot, yeah, it was scorching. I guess it goes to show you my reversal of fortune. Yeah, it was torture, and that's only a small portion. I didn't have the whole truth, only a small notion. From the past I wanted to be free. Tyrese's prophetic thoughts wouldn't let me sleep. I had to ask Hamlet whether or not to be. I had to take my own eyes in order to see. Yeah, now that's an ironic paradox. Oedipus in the spot looking stronger than a pair of ox. It took a lot in order to make me leave. To make up for my sins I had to suffer grief. You couldn't understand my suffering. I know who might though. Yeah, he's the smartest. I'll pass the rap off to the hunger artist. Hey guys, do you like me? Do you appreciate what I do? If you say yes, please don't psych me, cause unlike you, I don't like to eat food. In my story, I know you wanted a better ending. You say that ended like a slap in the face, all that reading and all that time spending. I started and ended the story all in the same place. I started off as a great sensation. I asked Pip how to live up to everyone's great expectations. He looked at me and replied with laughter, they'd be better off if they replaced you with the Panther. I wanted everyone to love the way I fast. Keep my talents in the front of your mind, never in the past.
Hamlet! So 3 years passed since they sent me away, but now I'm back, and I'm here to stay. So I'm walking in the woods when we saw a dude digging up graves in my hood, in a jolly old mood. Check this guy digging graves, singing songs like an errant knave. What's a jack to a knave who don't know how to behave? Calling the cards the wrong name, just a fool's explanation for being born with great expectations. I asked him, who was this poor sir? He replied saying, why, the king's jester. Alas, poor Yorick, I knew him, Horatio. To think how morbid that this would be his fate, you know.
Even the late, great King Hamlet, this life I can't stand it. Caesar or Alexander, ash to ash and dust to dust. What's done and past turns to rust. Forget about the fame, dead or alive, we all end up the same, yo. Let's talk Victorian, I'm no historian, but all them biddies named Jane are making me go insane, yo. Aight. Yo, we got the little Jane Eyre. She had a love affair with Rochester, her master. Oh, what a disaster. He proposed, but he already had a wife. Jane said no, she just wanted to live her own life. Although she loved him, it caused her much distress. Jane didn't want to be just another mistress, so she ran away, and after 3 days she was shivering and trembling and all alone. Yeah, Jane was so tired and wet she could have caught pneumonia. But one day that crazy wife of Rochester died, and what happened next is no surprise. Jane and Rochester got married, they had a hell of a time. Oh, and did I mention Mr. Rochester got crippled and blind? So this one goes out to our AP Lit class. From Dickens to Faulkner, yeah, we had a blast. We talking mood, rhythm, setting, attitude, and tone. All the best works bring up questions, leave the answers unknown. Like poetry, you know, I let the rhythm unwind. When we close read, baby, we go line by line. Yeah, wrap this up, Ali.
Seltzer's knowledge is a real keeper, especially when we talk about the Grim Peeper. 2:45 is the end of the class. Wait, hold up, this clock is 3 minutes fast. Poetry we explicate and themes need an explanation. When words got us helter-skelter, we thank God for Mr. Seltzer.